everyone. Today we're delighted to welcome author Peter Kay to discuss this week's online book tour for The Owl and the Mole, a heartwarming children's story that celebrates friendship, empathy, and the beauty of embracing our differences. Peter's very kindly agreed to answer a few questions about the inspiration behind the book, his writing journey, and what readers can expect next. Hi, Peter.
Hi there. So yes,
Oh,
so
sorry. Go
what inspired me to write this particular story was
Mhm.
well, I decided to write it a Christmas present from my grandson, who was then 2. He's now 10. So that's how it started life, and I wanted to use animals to bring a story to life. I used to go to ceramics, so I actually made in ceramics an owl, a mole, and a badger. So I had the three characters available to me. So I then worked out how they would link together, and I thought it would be great fun because my daughter, granddaughter, and grandson are vegetarian. So I thought it'd be great to start with a vegetarian owl, and it started from there really.
Well, that
So
sounds
that
fantastic.
was the idea. Yeah.
And The Owl and the Mole is a story that centers on friendship, difference, and empathy. So, what first inspired you to cover those in the story? And how did the characters of The Owl and the Mole come to life for you?
Well, I think so today, so much is instant, so much
Mhm.
in terms of impressions, how you consider different people, how you judge people. It is based on instant, and I'd wanted to try and build some reflection in. So, of course, an owl is normally a predator, and the mole would be the food. So, to try and build in something where that's not the case, so you look a little bit deeper and understand that actually, if you compare lots of people, you'll find more similarities than you will differences. So it was trying to get that sort of idea across, really.
Mhm. And the book carries a gentle but powerful message about embracing differences. Why was this an important theme for you to explore in a children's story?
Um, well, as I say, I think it's about that need to move beyond first impressions and actually
Mhm.
understand that there's a deeper understand. The more you get to know a particular character, in this case, an owl and a mole, and of course the badger who brings them together, then you understand that actually there's a lot of similarities between the characters. They're both ostracized from their fellow creature groups,
Mhm.
and that actually means they've got something in common. So I wanted to actually use that to explore that theme, really.
And readers have really resonated with the emotional journey of the characters. Was there a particular moment or scene in the story that you found especially meaningful or rewarding to write?
Yeah. So to me, I mean, it's called the Owl and the Mole, but my favourite character is actually the Badger because
Mhm.
he's the conduit that brings the owl and the mole together. He actually, you know, he has a relationship with the owl, and has a different relationship with the mole. Uh, the owl because the owl comes to watch the badgers at play at night, and then the mole because the badger and mole bump into each other by accident. So he has the existing relationships, and it's he that realizes that they've got quite a lot in common. So the scene where he brings the two of them together is my favourite scene in the story.
Oh, that's a lovely moment. And in your other books, which include Show Me the Way to Santiago and A Very Alternative Coast to Coast, you explore human connection and shared experiences in a different way. How does your approach to storytelling differ when writing for adults compared to children?
Well, I think for children, it's important that the language is not complicated. The story is accessible and easy to understand. So the difference is you want to have to take more care in actually how you're writing, you know, for children. I don't mean that you don't take care when you're writing for adults, but you're not as you can let the language flow, you can let the story flow. Whereas I think when you're writing for children, you have to also be aware that you are writing for a younger age group, and be careful about the words that you're choosing.
Hmm. And looking ahead, what can readers expect next from you? Are there any new stories or projects that you're currently working on or that you want to tell us about?
Yeah, well, I've been. This has just come out about 2 weeks ago. Congo to Global. So I've been working with a rap star for 5 years to help him write his autobiography. So it's another sort of string to the bow. I've ghostwritten the story effectively because he was a boy soldier in Congo. His parents were killed, and he was forced to fight, and he turned his life around through music. So that's certainly one thing. I'm writing a murder mystery story set in 1930s Yorkshire, and I'm working with 6 other budding novelists on that particular story with a publisher, so that in about, I would say, probably late 2028, I'm hoping that that will see the light of day as a completed project. But most importantly, given that
Hmm.
we're talking about the Owl and the Mole, I'm writing a follow-up children's book to the Owl and the Mole, which is called The Significant Squirrel Skirmish. Um, it's aimed at trying to attract young boys because there's a sports references in it. We're trying to boys don't tend to read as much as girls, so I was trying to write
Hmm.
something that might appeal to 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 that particular gender, but it is multi-gender in the sense that I went on a library book tour in Harrogate and Ripon and Knaresborough last year, and we worked with young children, so they did drawings from and colouring in from the Owl and the Mole, and they helped me to decide what was the next book I was going to write. I gave them 3 choices of titles, so they decided it was A Significant Squirrel Skirmish. So the characters in the story all bear the names of the children that wanted me to write that particular story, and they will all get. We had a competition in terms of the illustrations, and the winners will get a complimentary copy of The Significant Squirrel Skirmish with their names, of course, inside it. So that's what I'm excited to be working on. The the main challenge is that my daughter, who's also a full time teacher and a single mum, does the illustrations, so they
Hmm.
don't appear quickly. If you
Hmm.
get my drift,
When she's got time,
when
yeah,
she's
which is
got
probably not
time,
very often.
not very often. So it will take a while before it's out there. But the story is written. I mean, it might get adapted to fit in if some of the illustrations actually mean to me that I should tweak the story slightly to resonate more with the illustrations. That will happen. But the story is written. I mean, and the owl features. He is actually. Recruited by the leader of the Red Squirrels to help to repel the invasion from the Greys. So he's a kind of night watchman, and if the Greys start encroaching, he swoops down, and they soon get the message that he's not to be messed with. But then he becomes the mediator and sort of between, a bit like Melvin did in The Owl and the Mole,
Mm.
between the leaders of the Grey Squirrels and the leader of the Red Squirrels. And ultimately, there's a football match which is agreed to be played, and the Grey Squirrels say if they win, then all bets are off. That they'll still be invading, etc. But if they don't win, then there will be a truce between the Reds and the Greys. So that's the essence of the story.
That sounds really fun. I mean, lots to look forward to there. I particularly love that idea of you interacting with the children so that they could get the names in the book and stuff. That's an absolutely fantastic idea.
Yeah, it was
Well,
good. It was good fun. Good fun.
yeah, I bet. And a huge thank you to you for joining us today, Peter, and for sharing more about the Owl and the Mole and your wider writing journey and all your exciting projects that are coming up. And if you'd like to get a signed copy of The Owl and the Mole or one of Peter's other titles, you can meet him on Saturday, May the 9th at Chapters and Chai on the Stockton High Street between 10:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. We hope to see you there. Thanks again, Peter.
Thank you.